This episode of the Young Turks is brought to you by GoDaddy.com. Use the promo code TYT1 and get 10% off your order.
You have Michael Reagan. Of course, he's going to talk about his dad and how his dad's a genius and how his dad did it different, and it's absurd. He's on Fox and Friends. Let's go to clip number one.
Well, we wanted to get your perspective as to, just take us back in time, and why do you think it would have been different had your dad been president today?
Well, first of all, Ronald Reagan didn't go to the UN to get permission, or the Security Council to get permission to do exactly what he did as acting as the President of the United States of America. And you might remember it had a great effect on Muammar Gaddafi. It kept his head down for over 20 years because the President of the United States acted as a leader as president. The President of the United States today isn't acting as a leader or as anything else. He's letting other people lead this. He's a follower onto this, and he's announcing to Muammar Gaddafi what he is going to do before he even does it. And my great worry is that he really has two options. You either got to kill him or exile him, because if you leave him alive, he's got enough money in the bank, enough oil underground to, in fact, once again, start funding terrorist activities around the world. And where is he going to start? United States of America, Italians, the French, and those who've been involved in this little get-together he's having in Libya.
So, you know, his tactics are very, it shows he's got tremendous guile. Because why are we in there? Humanitarian mission. To stop the killing of Libyans. And what is he doing? He's putting snipers and tankers into cities and killing innocent civilians, showing America and their coalition, you can't stop me from the sky.
I don't know what it is about Brian Kilmeade. Every time he talks, I think that guy, man, he's just missing a couple of bulbs up there. He's like, it shows you can't stop me from the sky. Okay, now to the substance. Ronald Reagan bombed Gaddafi. First of all, I love how he brags about, I didn't give a damn about anybody else. We don't ask no stinking allies. What's there to brag about that? Like, you're the idiot. Like, in your personal life, that's like the guy who goes around punching people in the face without asking anybody. Do you like that guy? Like, ha ha, hey, who's your son, boom? Okay, dude, calm down for a second. Let's talk. Why'd you just punch that guy in the face? And by the way, you know what happens when you punch people in the face? A lot of times they punch back. And that was my favorite part of the clip. Oh, after that, after the bombing, you know, Gaddafi kept his head down for 20 years. No, he didn't. He did terrorist bombings in response. Ever heard of Lockerbie? What are you talking about? Every day I'm amazed, man. It's 3 times a day, 10 times a day I'm amazed by how they don't care about the facts. Gaddafi didn't keep his head down. Gaddafi answered with terrorism all over the world. And look, you know, did he win? No, it's absurd. Did we win? What does win mean? Well, we threw a bomb on his compound, but what did we win? Look, I'm not even saying we shouldn't have done the bombing in Libya. But to say that Gaddafi didn't respond is absurd. To say that somehow it was some sort of victory for the United States, based on what? But they got the Reagan logo. I mean, look, that's his kid, so that's not surprising. But of course, Fox, everybody's like, oh, what Reagan would have done! Reagan would have killed him and crushed him. Except Reagan didn't kill him. Gaddafi outlasted Reagan. Now, look, we got a democracy, so of course, any dictator is going to outlast. So I'm not saying that it's, you know, that it was wrong of Reagan not to stay in power longer, but I'm just saying it's not like Reagan got Gaddafi. He didn't. But, well, facts are, you know, Reagan used to call them stubborn things. Apparently, for the Republicans, they're irrelevant things. So now Michael Reagan is going to continue with this nonsense.
You know, what we have here is truly a lack of leadership with the President of the United States of America. And because of the lack of leadership, the world now is in turmoil.
And what do you think it means for other leaders, dictators around the world? What kind of message do you think that the last 4 days is sending to them?
You know, like my father said, that, you know, during his lifetime there were 4 wars, none of which were started because America was too strong. And when you have a weak president and you don't look strong, this is when all these things break free. You know, and of course you remember, I mean, during the Bush administration, George Bush actually went to the Congress of the United States to get their permission. They were for it before they were against it. And that's when he went into Afghanistan and what have you. This president didn't even think about doing that. Instead, there's some group out there, some international coalition of, what, 2 or 3 people that, in fact, he is listening to. And that's why you see the people on the left even outraged by all of this.
I don't know. Kill Meat amuses me, man. His look of like, huh? Yeah, what? Huh? Okay, but let's leave Kill Meat alone for a second. So Reagan says, this international coalition of 2 or 3 people. Security Council resolution was 10-0. It was unanimous. Now, some people sat it out, but they got a 10-0 vote. When Bush went to the UN, he couldn't get them to authorize the Iraq War because the Iraq War made no sense. And then he put together a coalition of the willing, literally like the island nation of Tonga and Mongolia and Poland. Okay, and they were like, what are you talking about? Are you denigrating our allies? That's what they would say, you remember? Are you denigrating our allies? That is a coalition of willing. Right? Now when you have a real international coalition, Arab League, European allies, United Nations, they're like, it's 1 or 2 countries. Apparently denigrating our allies now is totally acceptable. And my other favorite part of that was, we've all had 4 wars in my life, and none of them were because America was too strong. Okay, I mean, I guess it depends on your definition of too strong, but we went into Iraq pretty strong. It wasn't like we did it out of weakness or anything. I mean, we did it out of stupidity, but not out of weakness. We went in guns blazing into Iraq and had that turn out for us. Well, look, since they're devoid of facts, if you ask Michael Reagan, he'd probably be like, Iraq was awesome. And I remember when my dad snapped Gaddafi's back and drank his spinal fluid. Wait, he didn't do that? Oh, Lockerbie happened after my dad bombed him? Who cares? My dad rocks.
Cenk, if you want to buy a domain name, you want to know the best website to go to?
I already know it. GoDaddy.com.
First of all, they have 24/7 customer service.
If you want to download GoDaddy's free iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry app, boom, on your phone instantly. And if you go to theyoungturks.com/GoDaddy, you get all of our promo codes, like TYT1 gets you 10% off from all your orders.
TYT3 gets you a .com domain for only $7.99.
You can't beat that.